It was great. The energy level and was high, and you could definitely feel the excitement and the passion for from our fans for a night game and to get back in that stadium was incredible. You could just feel it. You could feel it from the time that we unloaded and through hog walk all the way through. Was just incredible environment. I thought our team continues to fight and play extremely hard to the very end. And that again was evident last Saturday night as we cut the lead to one score with 5 minutes to go and an opportunity to get the ball back. But I thought offensively, thought we played and competed hard. They didn't do anything different than we had seen all week long and what we had prepared for. We were not as consistent as we've been in the past, especially up front in our pass protection and what we needed to be. I didn't think that was our best performance overall as a group. We couldn't get anything going in the run game and made us one-dimensional, and that was evident. But still, with all this, our grit, our toughness, our continue to fight, and get back up, got us back in the game with a chance to win it with one stop. And so with that, I'm thankful for their fight and they're continuing to compete. Defensively, I thought we played extremely hard. I thought our guys did exactly what we challenged them to do all week long, and that was to see how many red jerseys we could get to the football at the whistle. We had guys flying all over the field, and that was good to see. I thought Cam Curl and Santos Ramirez played as physical in the run game as they have all year long. They tackled extremely well. They negated a lot of runs at the line of scrimmage because of their physicalness. We had 2 critical errors and a penalty. We had a busted coverage off of a short field in the early part of the first quarter when we couldn't flip the field in some field position, which gave up a touchdown. We had a 14-play drive, and we had them 2nd and 17. Got them stopped, and it's 3rd and 15, and we get a critical targeting call that kept their drive alive, and they went on down and scored. So 14 points. Defensively, we needed one more stop. That's what we needed. Bottom line, but because of our guys continue to play hard and compete, we gave ourselves a chance. We have seen improvements. This football team has improved. Defensively, we've improved in a lot of areas, and we're allowing less points and yards per game than last year. Our sacks are up. I think we've got 26 sacks this year, and we had 12 last year. Armand Watts ranked 6th in the SEC with 7 of those. TFLs, we got 64 this year. They had 48 last year. Turnovers, 14 this year, 13 last year. And third down efficiency, 35% this year, 48% last year. So we are seeing some improvements. We are. And I'm very proud to see some progress that's being made and to see the fight that these guys are continuing to give. We got a tough road test. It'll be our first true road game since September 22nd. So getting back out on the road, we got a tough opponent, Mississippi State. Coach Moorhead, he's done a great job there. They got a lot of returning starters. Matter of fact, the majority of their team is returning. The defense is as good as advertised, number 1 in the SEC. It's the fastest overall defense that we've seen. Extremely aggressive. They are very pressure oriented. And you can tell that by the number of turnovers that they've created. They pressure from all angles. They're the top pass. They got the top pass rusher in the league, and Montez Sweat, which is he's a dynamic player and very disruptive offensively. Led by senior quarterback Nick Fitzgerald, which has done a great job for him. Leads the SEC, all-time rushing quarterback leader in the SEC. A lot of his runs are off RPOs, and they're downhill. A lot of power, a lot of counter with him, but he's very efficient. And when he has to throw the football, he's very effective and does some really good things there. They do a good job of protecting the football. So we've got our work cut out for us, and the guys were back in here last night, and coming back to work, and that's always encouraging to watch these guys come back in here and get ready to get back out on that field. So with that, I'll open up.
Coach, what's the latest with Rakeem Boyd and any other injuries?
Yeah, Rakeem was out there yesterday in green, so we anticipate him being back. Devois was actually in green yesterday, running around, going through workout. We're anticipating him being back as well. And Devion, we expect him to be back.
Chad, I know Van Malone, who's your coordinator at SMU's an analyst there at Mississippi State now. Just what impact do you think that could have? Because he obviously knows you guys really well. Do you have to change signals or adjust, or just how does that impact your preparation?
Well, yeah, Van was with us and at SMU, and a great coach, and does a great job, and been around this game for a long time, and very knowledgeable. And yeah, well, there'll be some things that we'll change up and be different with, but overall, you are who you are at this point in time of the year, and you just got to go and execute.
Moorhead offense. Do you guys have to go back and study what he was doing at Penn State and like that, or simply based on this year because he's fitting Fitzgerald and those guys into what he's doing?
Yeah, I think it's more of that. I think he's done a good job of adapting to the personnel that he has, and he's always been very innovative offensively everywhere he's been. And it's no different here. You're seeing some really innovative quarterback runs and taking advantage of Nick. And Nick is sees it well. He's got a lot of snaps underneath him and understands the game.
Big running quarterback, I guess more like a big tailback presented to a defense. And also Deion Edwards, what's his status?
Yeah, we got Dion. Dion is back out there yesterday in green. It was an ankle, and so we anticipate him being all right. From just a run game standpoint, when you're able to run your quarterback, you really create an extra gap there when you do that. He's big, he's physical, he's downhill, and he's got really good speed as well. So we've got to do a good job of tackling and being gap sound in everything we do. And again, there's always a throw off of it, whether it's a throw in the flat or a vertical throw. He's really, we say he's really patient as he gets into his run game.
He's known for the cowbells, and by rule, they're not supposed to ring them once, I guess, the center gets over the ball, but it's pretty irritating if you've never been there. Have you ever experienced that, and do you pipe in cowbells, or what's your take on the whole cowbell thing?
Well, I haven't been there. I've heard about the environment, and I'm sure it'll be loud, and we'll definitely prepare our players for every environment we go into. And so, I definitely believe that it's everybody that I've talked to says that the cowbells are pretty loud. So.
With CJ, he was targeted, I think, 14 times, and maybe no one else had more than 5. Is that a good thing, or you want to broaden out more? How would you?
Well, I think some of it, probably the game dictated a lot of that. We were trying to get the bigger body guy matched up as much as we could, especially down in the red zone and some short yardage when we could. I think you always like to distribute the ball, all over the field as much as you can. But but we were definitely trying to get the ball to him in some of the red zone calls.
Your run game, how important is it to have the receiver runs where you get the edge and stuff like that? And it hasn't been very effective. Then you had Boyd running into Jordan the other night too.
Yeah, that was obviously disappointing. I mean, that's something we've done for, golly, as long as I can remember. I've never had something like that happen. But their defensive end did a great job of charging up the field, which caused Jordan to deepen his path, and Rakeem stepped out in front of him. So that's unfortunate. But we've got it. You want to get to the edge. You got to get the ball outside. Got to get the ball out to your playmakers on the edge, whether it's through speed sweeps, whether it's just quick screens out on the edge. And when you do get a screen out there and you got to hat them up, you got to be able to make something happen. And so, but that's part of who we are and where we're transitioning. And there's no question on that.
You know Joe Moorhead very well. He took an interesting path to the SEC, Fordham through Penn State. That's probably not a lot of SEC guys coached at Fordham. Just wondering what you think about Joe, how well you know him.
I've had a chance to come in contact with Coach several times, just through different acquaintances. Maybe it's at the convention, and then obviously since us joining the league together at the same time and being in different meetings, we've had a chance to visit a little bit. And I think as I shared earlier, I think he's got a great offensive mind. He's won everywhere he's ever been. I've got great respect for what he's done and what he continues to do.
Do you guys have any evaluation days left in this period, and also your plans on finishing this recruiting class out?
Yeah, we do. We do have some, and we'll use those up. Now to over the next week and a half. And then as far as finishing up our recruiting class, we won't be finished this recruiting class until February signing day, essentially. So we're constantly recruiting, and it was extremely impressive the amount of recruits and that we had on campus this past Saturday for the game, and for them to see that environment and our fans was very special. We had some very elite players on campus, and it was impressive to see.
You mentioned Austin Cantrell after the game, and I know Gerard Barnes has already decided to leave. Also, is there anyone else that has notified you already that they've decided to leave?
That'll be something we'll probably talk about after the season's over with. Obviously, Austin, going through senior day, and he and I'll sit down after the season's over and talk a little bit more. But that was a decision he wanted, and definitely was glad he was able to, him and his family, to be able to experience that for what he's done here.
Any possibility you could see Connor Nolan or John Stephen Jones get playing time those last 2 games at quarterback?
Yeah, there is, and I anticipate, if the game presents itself in a way that we feel like that, yes.
I know you didn't like having all these 11 a.m. games at home, but I would think as a road team you like it because, one, maybe that takes their crowd out of it a little bit, and also you get home earlier. How do you feel about an 11 a.m. game on the road as opposed to one at home?
Well, we've definitely been used to 11 a.m. games, so we know how to respond to that. So our guys are going to get up and be ready to go. But it's irrelevant at this point. We're gonna get up, and be excited about this opportunity we've got in front of us, 11 o'clock, and get our guys. The one good thing about 11 a.m. game, you don't have to sit around the hotel all day. So these guys will get up. We'll do all our meetings here Friday, and get on the plane, travel, and get up and get ready to go Saturday morning. Oh yeah, absolutely. Especially coming on into a short week the next week.
Back in the swing game, was part of that just his getting over his injury that took him so long to kind of play like he's capable?
Well, I think there's a combination of a lot of things that played into that. I think he's definitely getting back out there and being healthy helps. And the way that they were playing coverage and being able to get him open up underneath. I think there's just a lot of things that weighed into that. Definitely his health has helped him. All right. Thank you.